But it has to be financial. I mean, any fighter that comes back, especially from retirement, a guy like Manny Pacquiao, it definitely has to do with money.
That he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older.
Boxing legends everywhere are buzzing with surprise and excitement as Manny Pacquiao announces he's coming back to the ring at 46 to fight rising star Mario Barrios, the 8-division champ. Famous for his lightning-fast punches and non-stop energy, is making a big return years after his last fight, showing once again that age doesn't slow him down. As word spreads, boxing greats are reacting fast. Some are cheering for his unstoppable drive, while others worry about the risks of facing a younger and dangerous fighter like Barrios.
You named Manny Pacquiao, you clickbait in the name, he's 44 years old. Is there genuinely a chance of Manny Pacquiao versus Conor Benn? Have you spoken to anyone from Manny's team?
I mean, maybe I'm clickbaiting. Maybe watch this space.
If the WBC cleared Conor, do you still have to go to the British Boxing Board, or would they have to just be governed by whatever the WBC say?
No, I mean, ultimately, it depends on the ruling on the test.
Lawrence Okoli apparently has given up his UK residency, and I'm assuming it's for tax benefits in the UAE. Would you recommend that to any of the young fighters coming up? Is that a good idea?
I mean, it's a very cloudy situation.
Looking down the card, which fight do you think we're more likely to potentially see an upset? Because the bookies have got the home fighters quite a big favourite.
I promise you, someone from the away corner will win tomorrow night.
Is there any chance that the Irish government may help you out with the funding for that venue, do you think, or is that completely out there?
Yeah, I think it's...
Manny Pacquiao's decision to return to boxing at age 46 to face Mario Barrios has sparked mixed reactions from fans and experts. Some admire his passion and legendary career, while others worry about the dangers of a comeback. Pacquiao is ready to return nearly 4 years after his last fight, aiming to face current WBC welterweight champ Mario Barrios in July 2025. WBC President Mauricio Suleiman confirmed the bout, made possible by a rule allowing ex-champions to fight for titles just like Sugar Ray Leonard once did. The fight will be officially announced after Pacquiao finishes his Senate campaign in the Philippines on May 12th. But signs point to July 19th at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, where Premier Boxing Champions and TGB Promotions have already reserved the venue.
Which contemporary fighter do you most enjoy watching right now?
Out of the big-time fighters now?
Yeah.
Pacquiao looks sensational as that fight. Oh, sensational. No fighter, and you as my witness, as any expert, no fighter looks more sensational than the Pacquiao looked the other night. No fighter, name a fighter looked more sensational than Manny Pacquiao did the night he fought.
Let me sneeze and say Floyd Mayweather. How do I sneeze and say Floyd Mayweather?
All right, hey, listen. Then that shows that you're a neophyte in boxing. You know nothing about boxing.
Oh, excuse me?
No.
What? I didn't hear you, Mike. What you say?
You don't know much about boxing.
You're a little uncomfortable up here.
No one said who was better. I said there's nobody in boxing that fighting that looks sensational.
Sensational.
The way that Pacquiao did against Rio.
Joe Rogan, the well-known podcaster and fight commentator, shared concerns about Pacquiao's comeback. He said, "This is dangerous," warning about the health risks for Pacquiao at this age and point in his career. Rogan pointed out how tough boxing is on the body and questioned if it's wise for Pacquiao to return to such a brutal sport after being away for so long.
Like as if Manny Pacquiao in the middle of his prime said, "I'm going to fight MMA." That would be insane. And he'd probably get his face kicked off, probably get strangled, probably get taken down, strangled, and he would be helpless. It's a different skill set. There's so much more to MMA. To me, it's more exciting to watch.
Amir Khan, former world champ and longtime friend of Manny Pacquiao, shared mixed feelings about Pacquiao's comeback. While he sees the money-making potential in such a fight, he's also concerned about the reasons behind it. Khan said he might return to fight Pacquiao if the funding's right. He mentioned Saudi boxing head Turki Al-Sheikh as a possible backer, saying, "If you can get someone like a Turki Al-Sheikh on board, then why not?" This shows money is a big part of his decision. But Khan also questioned if it's fair for Pacquiao to fight for world titles again, pointing out that younger fighters deserve those chances. He said, "If Manny wants to come and fight for a world title, why not? But it's a bit unfair, isn't it? There are so many young fighters coming up. Really, I think you should give the next generation a chance, man."
And Manny got in touch with me as well. Manny was like, shall we do a fight? He's quite serious about it. He was like, shall we make a fight happen? I go, listen, if you can get a funder, if you can get someone like a Turkey and Sheikh on board, then why not?
There's no, I mean, that must be able to be made that.
Yeah.
I mean, surely.
You do that for the right money, right?
Massive. Look, we've had our best days, and I think a fight like that would definitely sell. I mean, Manny having a massive Philippine fan base, and all around the world, really. And then obviously myself, I've got a decent fan base as well. So I think it will definitely sell, and people would like to see. When people make comebacks, I mean, people always like to see them see how the fight's going to be. And me and Manny are probably in the same position. We'd be both being retired for like 3-4 years. I think it will make a good fight.
And you're only 38 as well, man. So we've seen boxers older than that getting back into the ring. I mean, it's still at a good age where you certainly could box again.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look at George Foreman, the late George Foreman. He was a great champion, and he came back. I think he must have been in his late 40s when he come back and won a world title as well. So look, in boxing, it's always that one punch. And at the same time, though, guys, is that I look back and think, do I need to get back in the ring again? You know, we've always been prize fighters. I've always taken punches to the head. It could just be that one punch that hurts you, and God forbid you get hurt and you can't spend good quality time with your family.
Can also look back on the big fight that almost happened between him and Pacquiao, a huge showdown that never came together. He said the deal fell apart because of contract issues and money problems. Negotiations hit roadblocks thanks to middlemen and broken promises from investors, especially for a planned fight in the UAE. Khan said the bout collapsed because Bob Arum claimed the Dubai investors couldn't gather the money in time. That lack of funding ended the talks. Still, Khan is open to facing Pacquiao again if it's a big-name event. He said he'd only return for major fights against legends like Pacquiao or Mayweather. I'm 90% done from the sport anyways. I don't have the love for boxing anymore to motivate myself. It would only have to be Manny or Floyd Mayweather. Promoter Eddie Hearn also weighed in on Pacquiao's return at 46 to fight Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title. While he respects Pacquiao's legacy and star power, Hearn isn't sure it's fair. In a recent interview, he asked, should he be fighting for a world title, and raised concerns about younger fighters waiting for their shot. Hearn stressed the need for fighters to earn title chances through regular fights. Still, he admitted Pacquiao's return will draw huge interest and money, thanks to his fame. But he warned that Pacquiao's age and long break from the sport might hurt his chances, and said the comeback should be handled with care. His comments echo a wider debate about honoring legends, while keeping things fair for rising fighters.
It's a very contentious subject, like, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So, I guess there's two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not.
Do you think it's strange that he's coming off the couch and getting a title fight like that?
I think when you've achieved what he's achieved, you've always got the right to do things a little bit differently to others. And with all due respect, Barrios is not Boots, and Barrios is not Crawford. And that's why, we pushed the Conor Benn fight. Conor Benn, his best win is against Algieri or Van Heerden. So actually Pacquiao is a step up, and people were still complaining at me for mentioning that fight, like Conor Benn is Boots, but he still hasn't had those wins yet. So, I like to see great fighters just slowly fade out of sport, but also at the same time, if they feel good, if they feel they can be competitive, and there's a lot of money to be made, I also get it.
Mike Tyson once made waves by claiming that Naoya Inoue is even better than Manny Pacquiao. On his podcast Hot Boxing, Tyson called Inoue vicious and praised his dominant presence in the ring. Known as the Monster, Inoue has won world titles in for weight classes and became the undisputed champ at both bantamweight and super bantamweight. His sharp technique and 90% knockout rate show how powerful he is. While Pacquiao's 8-division title record is historic, Tyson's comments highlight his perfect record and disciplined style. This adds fuel to the ongoing debate about who deserves the title of best pound-for-pound fighter ever. Terence Crawford has questioned Pacquiao's place on the top list of pound-for-pound boxers, mostly because of the titles he's held. Crawford believes Pacquiao's WBA regular welterweight title doesn't make him a true champ. Only super title holders are the real champions, Crawford said. He's not a champion in my eyes. He don't have the super belt. That's the champion in my eyes. This shows Crawford's focus on unifying belts and recognizing only top-tier title holders. So despite Pacquiao's amazing legacy, Crawford doesn't count him among the pound-for-pound elite because of his belt status. He also doubts parts of Pacquiao's career. In a recent pound-for-pound podcast, Crawford said he doesn't rank Pacquiao on his all-time list and even questioned how real some of his achievements were. He pointed to Pacquiao's hesitation over Olympic-style drug testing when negotiating with Floyd Mayweather Jr. and hinted at a drop in Pacquiao's knockout power after he agreed to testing. Crawford said, "That's me personally for the simple fact that when Floyd made it a point for him to do the blood test, he didn't want to do the blood test. But then, when he did do the blood test, he hasn't got a knockout since."
Manny's a generational, talented fighter, but I don't feel like, he did it on his own.
I don't think Pacquiao took steroids. Really? And that made people pick a side. The Mayweathers questioned it and drilled them on it. Can't say that means Pacquiao was on something. And the reason why is because Pacquiao may have been the most tested fighter of all time. He never failed a test. Floyd did. So you're talking about a situation where now you're just saying he's so good that he must be on something. It's knocking everybody out until he took the test. But number two, Crawford said, Pacquiao power went down after he went up. Pacquiao didn't knock out anybody at welterweight. That had nothing to do with the test. He went up and he ain't knocked anyone out at welterweight. Floyd knocked out Ricky Hatton. So that doesn't say that Pacquiao had steroid power. He wasn't knocking out anybody. Yeah, he was beating him up. Pacquiao knocked out Ricky Hatton. That was at 140.
Pacquiao's decision to jump up in weight to fight Antonio Margarito in 2010 was one of the boldest moments of his career. Though much smaller, about 6 inches shorter and 17 pounds lighter on fight, Pacquiao used his speed and skill to dominate the bigger man. He weighed in at just 144.6 pounds, far under the 150-pound limit, and fought at around 148 pounds, while Margarito was likely 165. After the fight, Pacquiao admitted it took a toll on him, saying, "Amazing I survived that Margarito fight. Night of the fight, I was 148 pounds. The win earned him the WBC super welterweight title and cemented his place as the only boxer to win world titles in 8 weight classes." Now, Pacquiao, the sport's only 8-division world champion, has been elected to the International Boxing Hall of Fame as part of the class of 2025. The announcement came on December 5, 2024, making him a first-ballot inductee. He'll be honored at the Hall of Fame weekend from June 5 to 8, 2025, in Canastota, New York. Pacquiao's legendary career spanned 1995 to 2021, with 62 wins, 8 losses, and 2 draws. He won world titles from flyweight to super welterweight. Outside the ring, Pacquiao also served in government as a Philippine senator and ran for president in 2022. His impact in sports and public service has made him a national hero. After the news broke, he said, "I am so happy that I have been selected to enter the International Boxing Hall of Fame. This certainly is a wonderful Christmas gift." Joining him in the class of 2025 are Michael Nunn and Vinny Pazina, men's modern boxer category, along with several other respected names in boxing. Back in September 2021, Pacquiao announced his retirement to focus on his political career, especially his run for the presidency in the 2022 elections. At age 42, after a loss to Yordenis Ugas, he admitted boxing was taking a toll on his body, citing leg cramps during the fight, though he still loved the sport. He knew it was time to focus on his health and politics. In his farewell, he thanked the sport for changing his life and said, "It is difficult for me to accept that my time as a boxer is over. Today I am announcing my retirement." His decision closed the chapter on a 26-year journey that made him the only boxer in history to claim titles in 8 different weight divisions.
2015, remember that one. Pacquiao is now planning to run for president of his native Philippines this upcoming May. But Shannon, how will you remember Manny as a boxer?
Historically. Win world titles. Great fighter.
Good for you.
He started out boxing. He was a 106-pound fighter to win 8 world titles. I won a title at, I think, 112 and went all the way up to
108 first.
Went all the way up to 154.
It's impossible. It's just...
I don't believe, I feel very comfortable and said I don't believe we'll ever see that again, Skip.
We'll never see it again.
And it wasn't like he was fighting bums. When you go back and look at Mark Hatton and Cotto, Margarita Mosley, Timothy Bradley, Antonio Barrera, and Eric Morales, and Oscar Larios, and De La Hoya, and Skip. I mean, what do you got to say? He was a champion in 4 different decades.
Yep.
Fighter of the year. First ballot Hall of Fame. He's great. Mayweather.
Stephen A. Smith shared his thoughts on Manny Pacquiao's retirement in a short video. Showing deep admiration for the boxing legend, he praised Pacquiao's incredible career, calling out his record as the only 8-division world champion and his major influence on the sport. Smith also pointed out how Pacquiao inspired fans not just with his skill in the ring, but with his humility and dedication outside of it. He highlighted Pacquiao's rare mix of greatness and grace, showing why he remains a beloved figure in boxing.
Your thoughts on Manny Pacquiao's retirement?
One of the greatest fighters we've ever seen. Never ran from anybody. Had completely respected the sport of boxing. Was an ultimate champion. And I have to tell you, one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet on planet Earth. I mean, when people... I want to just say this real quick because I know we got to go because we got one more thing to discuss, Mark.
Yeah.
When people talk about Manny Pacquiao and they say stuff like, well, he's fighting for money. I would like y'all to know that there are people who line up in the streets of the Philippines just to come get some money from him. He's very charitable.
Oh, yeah.
That's why money was compromising, because he's a giver. He's a special dude. I'm gonna miss him.
Pacquiao's last pro fight was in August 2021, when he lost by unanimous decision to Yordenis Ugas. He's been out of the ring since then. Promoter Eddie Hearn said long breaks can be tough, especially for older fighters. While Pacquiao's drive to return is impressive, boxing at the top level takes a serious toll. At 46, it's a big challenge to get back in peak shape and compete with younger fighters. Still, Pacquiao's vast experience and ring smarts could keep him competitive in the welterweight division. His planned fight against Mario Barrios in July 2025 for the WBC title shows his determination to stay at boxing's highest level. But the results are uncertain, given boxing's demands and the impact of age. His comeback has sparked mixed reactions. Some fans are thrilled to see him back, while others worry if he can still perform at that level. WBC President Mauricio Suleiman backed Pacquiao's title shot, pointing to WBC rules that let past champions request fights after retirement. The Barrios bout is more than a title match, it's about Pacquiao's lasting legacy. Known for his fearless style and never-quit attitude, Pacquiao's return proves his deep love for the sport, even while balancing a political career. If he wins, Pacquiao would become the oldest welterweight champion in history, adding another record to his legendary name.
In a world title fight against the WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios. Date yet to be confirmed, venue yet to be confirmed, but it looks like it will be in July and in Las Vegas. Massive news announced yesterday by the WBC president, and you know, it was so out of left field. You know, Pacquiao hasn't fought professionally since 2021. That was 4 years ago. He was 41 at the time, and of course he lost to Yordenis Ugas, the very, very tricky Cuban fighter. Convincingly lost to Yordenis Ugas, and in that fight 4 years ago, as I say, 2021.
What do you think about Pacquiao coming back? Do you believe he still has what it takes to compete at the top level? Or should he focus on protecting his legacy? Share your thoughts in the comments below.